All right, welcome to another edition of Bible Bear News. We talk about Christians. All right, so I got a new job recently, and so I haven't had as much time to do this. So we will be reporting news on stuff that's happened in the last 2 weeks rather than just in the last week. Okay, great. The atheist group, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, has taken offense to a Florida sheriff that has placed "In God We Trust" on his patrol vehicles and has urged him to remove the same. The sheriff, who I must assume is obese, they have a better chance of me waking up thin tomorrow than of me taking that motto off our cars. Hey, I like it. It's like saying they can have my bumper sticker when they pry it from my cold, dead fingers, but in a less violent, less redneck way. According to the Guttmacher Institute, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so I'm just going to put it up here on the screen. The number of abortions performed between 2014 and 2017 decreased by 7%. This is good news and drops the abortion rate to half of what it was when it peaked in 1980. There is, however, according to the Institute's finding, no clear indicator of why these abortions have decreased. More good news, everyone! James Younger, a 7-year-old boy, was allowed to attend school this past week as a boy. Why is this big news? Because James's mother wanted to transition little James to a girl, which James's father vehemently opposed. A website called Save James, set up to support James's father and oppose James's forced transition, tweeted this picture of James and his twin brother Jude, taken on a school morning when James was allowed to choose what he wanted to wear. James is pictured on the right and Jude is on the left. As you can see, James chose to dress as a boy. I'm uncertain why Mom feels James should be transitioned to a girl, while his twin brother Jude has escaped this forced transition. James's parents share joint managing conservatorship, but James's mother is fighting this. James's father asserts that his mother wants to chemically castrate James. We will continue to monitor this story in the coming weeks. In more gender-bending news, a 6-year-old girl was told by her Ontario school teacher that there is no such thing as boys and girls.
Are you stupid or something?
Prompting her mother to file a human rights complaint against the school. The teacher told the parents that the board policy is that there is gender fluidity. Gender fluidity is the belief that your gender isn't determined by biology, which is the way that we determine the gender of all the other creatures on Earth. A gender fluid person wants to remain flexible about their gender. Anyway, the child was understandably confused because she thought she was no longer a girl, which ticked off her parents. One rights group suggested such teachings undermine the value and dignity we have as humans by separating what it means to be human from our biological reality. In essence, you are taking away women's rights when you no longer define a biological woman as a woman. This is exhausting. Oh, and before we continue with the next news story, which is going to be pretty interesting, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, the thumbs up, and especially that bell notification because it will alert you the next time we post a video. Okay, moving on, thank you. A couple weeks ago, Kanye West's album Jesus is King dropped, and it topped the Billboard 200, and the hip hop albums chart, and the rap albums chart, and the Christian albums chart, and the gospel albums chart. He owned all 10 slots on the Hot Christian Songs and Hot Gospel Songs chart. In response to this recent success, Kanye declared, "Who's number one? Jesus is number one." British pop star Ellie Goulding caused a stir last week when she withdrew from performing at the Salvation Army benefit, which was set to take place during the Cowboys' Thanksgiving Day game. Why perform for the benefit in the first place? Well, because the Salvation Army has for years annually given millions to the advancement of education, the relief of poverty, and various other charitable causes. But despite this, Ellie's Instagram fans took her to task because the Salvation Army, a Christian organization, does not believe in gay marriage. Therefore, they must be anti-LGBT. Well, unfortunately for Ellie's social media fans, the Salvation Army does not discriminate to whom they provide their services, and has for a year provided shelter and resources to members of the gay and transgender community. So for now, Ellie is committed to playing the show and hopefully helping the Salvation Army to continue raising funds for shelters where troubled youth living on the streets can safely lay their heads. Unfortunately, this past week, the Salvation Army's troubles continued when Chick-fil-A announced they would no longer donate to the organization. And would instead donate to a number of smaller organizations working exclusively in the areas of hunger, homelessness, and education, which the Salvation Army already primarily does. Included in this boycott is also the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. To which Chick-fil-A donated over $1 million last year. Chick-fil-A has long been criticized by LGBT groups for its donations to the Salvation Army and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, which are, of course, Christian organizations. Loyal Chick-fil-A fans, believing that Chick-fil-A caved to criticism from pro-gay groups, shouted their disapproval of Chick-fil-A's new policy, including former Governor Mike Huckabee, who wrote on Twitter that Chick-fil-A had betrayed its loyal customers for money. I regret believing that they would stay true to the convictions of founder Truett Cathy. Sad. Chick-fil-A, of course, came under fire a few years ago when their founder remarked that he believed in the traditional form of marriage, thereby immediately branding himself as hate-filled, transphobic, gay-phobic, lesbian-phobic, bisexual-phobic, and a queer-phobic jerk-faced diaper baby. Which is a great segue into this story. A Kentucky man has confessed to killing his daughter's boyfriend, with her help, and then marrying her. That's right, a father-daughter marriage. I'm pretty sure this relationship doesn't fall under Chick-fil-A founder Truett Cathy's definition of a traditional marriage. That guy's such a hater. Look out, CEOs. You'd better be progressive and jump on the incest train, lest you be boycotted for being a bigoted incestophobe. It's a real word. Oh, but you think I'm being ridiculous and petty. Nope, you wait. It's a-comin'. And if your workplaces don't support brother-sister, father-daughter, or even mother-sister relationships,
no, I just think I'm gonna barf.
You're gonna be accused of promoting unsafe workplaces. Just like Chick-fil-A. I mean, have you ever been in a Chick-fil-A and seen how miserable their workers are? The National Abortion Federation has made Catherine Hancock Ragsdale their permanent CEO, after she has served as their interim president since 2018. Ragsdale's an Episcopal priest. Yep, that's right. She's also gay and married to another Episcopal priest, who's of course also a woman. She has also in the past called abortion a blessing.
Wait, I know what she is. She's one of those wolves who wear a sheep's fake skin. Remember? You mentioned that in your last episode.
A wolf in sheep's clothing is an expression, you idiot. But yes, Fluffy, you are right. While we should love everyone because this is Jesus' command, he does provide rules for how we should live our life, and Mrs. Ragsdale is not obeying those rules. So anyway, guys, that's it for this week. Some crazy weird stuff going on, but
Are we boycotting Chick-fil-A this week since they are now anti-God?
ugh. My first reaction would be yes. But then we'd be no better than all the others who promote Chick-fil-A's persecution. No, I think we should try to love Chick-fil-A and see where that gets us. Besides, what all these Chick-fil-A'ers don't understand is that if they really looked into it, they could find a problem with every fast food CEO. I think they just like picking on the Christians. Anyway, love you guys. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Hit the bell notification. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You know the deal, all the good stuff. Check out one of our past news programs. Have a great week. See you next time.